Here we are at a familiar place. Love it here. Bottle and Bean, episode 93. Move the Needle, Steve Petz.
And I'm Shelby Arians, and this is what we have coming up next.
Give it inspiration.
Steve wants
to
to
ready
know
to go.
how you got so built.
I got so built.
Not only built, but everything. And I know that
Mind, physical.
there's been some difficulty.
Yeah.
23 years in the banking world, you were my competitor.
Oh, wow. You're going to duke it out right here. Let's see it.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Woo!
I want to feel the heat with somebody.
Divorce is never easy. It's emotional, uncertain, and deeply personal. That's why at Dueñas Eden Cravatta, we start by listening.
Unlike large firms, we specifically limit our case size, so your case never gets lost. We guide you through divorce, custody, and property division with clarity and care. Some lawyers equate aggression with success. We know better. We lead with compassion, integrity, and unwavering advocacy, because protecting families requires more than a courtroom fight.
At Dueñas Eden Cravatta, we're more than attorneys. We're your partners for tomorrow.
At Brooklyn V's, we bring the taste of Brooklyn right here to Arizona. Our family's been serving up real Italian food for generations, and every dish is made with love, just like Nonna used to make. From classic spaghetti and meatballs to layers of cheesy lasagna, stuffed shells, and the best New York-style pizza in town, every bite is pure Italian comfort. And if you haven't tried our world-famous cheesecake, well, you're missing out. It's been rated one of the best in the area, and once you taste it, you'll know why. So come hungry, leave happy, and enjoy a little slice of Brooklyn right here in Arizona.
And welcome back. And again, a huge thank you to our partners, Dueñas Eden Cravatta and Brooklyn V's. We're so blessed to have you as partners on the Move the Needle podcast. And today we have three very special guests, but Steve is going to tell you who our first guest is today.
Well, I call him Daniel Diaz, Peak Life Now. From rock bottom to peak performance, he now helps entrepreneurs rebuild their lives from inside out.
Welcome.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on the show.
Yes,
I'm happy to
thank
be
you.
here.
Yeah, so this is really organic. Danny and I met here. He
Yeah.
actually watched the show. He
Here
was
at
intrigued.
Bottle and
Yes,
Bean?
he's a customer
Oh my
here.
gosh, okay.
Yeah.
So what we were filming just somewhere in the crowd, and we connected, and I found out all the amazing things which we're going to find out in 2 seconds about, and now here he is. But I love that because that is what we're all about on the show, pulling the people right from our community, our leaders, people, movers and shakers, moving the needle, and here they go. So
Let's go.
So you lived on both sides, success on paper and struggle behind the scenes, which I did not know about.
Yeah.
What was the moment you realized achievement alone wasn't enough?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say the moment I realized that achievement wasn't enough was when I had built the businesses and I had built the success and I had the accolades and I had the systems in place, but I wasn't happy. So there was a missing ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment that I knew, and obviously the examination of like where I let my health and my mindset and all that stuff go helped answer that question, but I wasn't happy.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot of people. They build all these things and then it's just not fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
So to hear you actually verbalize that, I think that says a lot. So
Yeah.
So peak performance, peak life now. You talk a lot about identity.
Yes.
Not just habits. And I think
Yes.
that's huge. So why is changing how someone sees themselves more powerful than just changing what they do?
Yeah. So, I think when we're changing what we're doing, we're working at a surface level, right? But if we're talking about who we are and what we represent at our core, we're talking at an identity level.
Yeah.
And when we know what we represent at our core, then what we do is just a byproduct of that, right? If the actions that you're doing aren't creating the results that you have, there's probably just an identity shift that you feel like you operate at this because this is who you are. And you're really probably somebody even more evolved than you've given yourself credit for.
Yes. You used a word on your website that just really struck me and I loved it. And it was catapulting. You catapult your businesses, any individual that you help. And that is a very, very powerful word for me. I mean, Steve, what
Yes.
did you say, catapult?
I love it. She mentioned it. I said, absolutely. I said, what Danny does from the inside out, and then the physicality, which we're going to talk about, the journeys, which he just came back from, and some of the ones coming up. It, to me, is amazing, blending that, and especially from the male point of view, because even a lot of shows we talk about the lack of in this department, and so it's such a new kind of a booming, let's call it what it is, industry from the health side and the wellness side. So
it's true. More men's performance, it's becoming more normalized. I think before, women, we can go to any place and it's normal if we want to do this or that, but a man isn't going to walk into a woman's place. So tell us a little bit more about Peak Life Now.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, Peak Life Now, the name was the first name of the business I wanted to create, right? I remember it really started, it was like the Peak Performance Club. And then I started like writing out my email and it was like, Danny at the Peak Performance. I was like, I can't do this. This
so
is
long.
ridiculous. I was like, it needs to be shorter. But really Peak Life Now, it represents, and the reason I stood behind the name and the frame is because I don't believe that our best life is some long, far journey down the road. I think it's where we are right now, and it's a perspective shift. And it's an honoring of everything that we are, and knowing that everything that we are is everything that we need to get to wherever we want to go. And so that's where it was born. It was just an understanding of like, look, your best life is right now. Like, it's you that's going to make whatever happens next. So what we do in Peak Life Now is, I mean, at this point, where the business has evolved, there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of pressure to perform. I'm a performance coach, but there's also, I think what's happened is it's performing for the art of performance. Like, we're just doing it to do it. Because that's what creates worth now, is our ability to perform. So as a performance coach now in this world today, I teach people to eliminate a lot of the things that drain their energy. I help them hone into who they are
What's
and
one
what's
of those
most
things?
important. Social media.
I was going to say that, but I was hoping you were going to say that
100%.
because it's so draining.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful, right? Like, you're probably seeing us right now on social media,
is.
and let's hope that it's helping you. And it's, like, I don't know how long it takes me to get canceled by the platform, and I keep telling that you need to watch your social media content. But look, we're either consuming or we're creating. And when you're consuming too much, you can't create. That's when you have too many stimuli coming in, you're not going to produce enough coming out. And I got people that they're personal development junkies because, again, it's become part of the code to even be worthy. And now you listen to podcasts for 6 hours a day and you don't have any original thoughts. And when it's time to think about who you are, it's quiet.
Yeah,
that's true.
Danny, Shelby, but doesn't it go back to the same simple principle you grew up in life? Balance. I mean, just like you said, it's great to a point. If it's too much, then it's not good, right? It's almost like everything. I mean, even it can go to everything we talk about. If there's not balance, it's out of, right? I mean, to that point. But I want to dial it back a little bit.
Sure.
I mean, we jumped into the now, but because there's a lot of people walking out to be like, listen. I mean, again, they're looking at your shape, and when they go see all the stuff, I want to be there now, but they're not there. Not so far in the distant past. Talk about where you were. I mean, if you wouldn't mind sharing.
Sure.
And so give an inspiration
Steve wants
to
to know
go.
how you got so built.
I got so built.
Not only built, but everything. And I know that
Mind, physical.
there's been some difficulty.
Yeah. So I never was a runner. I've been a runner for the last 6 years. I'm 43 years old. So I started at 37, right? So I was never a runner. And I lost the ability to walk when I was 36. Not fully the ability to walk, but like I had sciatic nerve pain for 13 years that just kept getting worse and worse and worse to the point where I woke up, I had 3 herniated discs, my pelvic was locked into place, my spine was twisted, and I couldn't get out. I couldn't stand up. And I couldn't stand up for a week. And then I could eventually get to my feet, and I was up for maybe 6 hours before I was back down for a week. And that went on for 3 months. And to change my body, I had to do the things that I wasn't doing, and I had to challenge all of the ways I was taught to be strong as a man. And I did some slow eccentric training, and I rebuilt my body through a different process of exercise. And really, I mean, like what I say to people, like obviously I was starting from a really critical point of broken. But a lot of people are just starting from the couch. And really, like, if you want to do something, like, it just has to be fun. It needs to be fun in the beginning. It needs to be fun enough for you to do a routine. And if you can fun enough to do a routine for a little bit, then you can start developing your mastery in it and start changing and using it to shape your body. If you want to go and do curls every day because you just want to have biceps, and you know what? Go do that.
Yeah.
At
every
least you're
day.
doing something.
Yeah, and that consistency will start to get you curious. It'll start to build on itself. It builds momentum. Everybody tries to jump full in. Like, I'm going to lose 50 pounds this year or this month.
Oh my
right?
gosh,
And then we
yeah.
train like we're going to lose 50 pounds. That workout, like, I have to break
And it doesn't.
myself.
And it doesn't
It's,
work.
everyone wants
Yeah.
instant gratification as well.
That's what it is.
Everyone's pushing themselves so hard because they think that's what they need to win. And so what I teach now is sustainability, balance, right? Everybody hates the word balance, but like, if you can't be sustainable, then your performance is going to be lackluster, or it's going to be hit or miss.
Yeah.
But if you learn how to stabilize the body and stabilize the mind, learn how to explore your edges and see yourself past your limits, the identity, then you can start doing really cool things, and you won't burn out in the process. And you'll still have a relationship. You still have time with your kids and do all that fun stuff,
Exactly.
right?
And
What life is really about.
You're still getting that physical workout, but you're liking it to where you're going to do it again tomorrow. Instead of, if you do like you're going to lose 50 pounds in one day, I can't even walk the next day.
Right. Well, I mean, think about the complexity of it, right? Like, I'm trying to lose 50 pounds because clearly I've let myself go to the 50 pound plus mark.
Yeah.
And like, it's just unfair. It's unfair to go that far. It's like, let's just start walking.
So,
Yeah.
so
Let's
Dan,
just start doing this.
how long did that physical journey? So again, like, so 13. So how long? I mean, because this is one thing
It's
that
good.
I
It's an
learned.
important question to answer. So
The
I
pa-
think
the
people
patience
think
involved.
There's patience, and there's also a lot of surprise in it. Like
Surprise, perseverance is another
like
word.
I started doing my eccentric training protocol in January in 2020, and by May of 2020 I was able to run. Where 13 years I couldn't run because any impact was too much. And in 3 months time I was able to do exercises without pain that I hadn't been able to do in 13 years. So I think where people think they see me as a runner, like, this guy's been running all his life, or he did all this, is like, no. It didn't actually take that long.
Right.
It just took a little bit of consistency for like 90 days, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, and then I stacked, and then it stacked. These little 3 months, these little seasonal stacks,
The little movements.
and then it makes a huge difference. Like, we don't have to build the house on day one. Like, we just got to put some wood down.
You could say it, or I could say it, you just got to move the needle.
And move
Just
the needle.
move the needle. That
Just
actually-
gotta move the needle.
Yeah, that actually leads into my next question. So a lot of high performance are constantly on, as we kind of talked about, chasing the next win.
Yeah.
What does true fulfillment actually look like when someone finally gets it?
Great question.
I think a good way to explain it is that, like, I think high performance for a lot of people is a gear, and people are stuck in the gear. And imagine if you have a car and you can only run it at 5th gear, and you're just driving that fast, and if you slow down, the car burns out. It feels like actually being able to cruise on a Sunday, listening to good music.
With the top down.
With the top down. It's like, holy shit, like, this is nice. Instead of like,
love it.
you know,
White-
like,
Yeah,
white-
I
and
love
I mean,
that
white
analogy.
and like, look, we all love to perform. Like, being like in our highest level of performance is so invigorating. It's so like fulfilling. It's just an issue if that's the only drug we chase.
Yeah.
If we can't chase the drip of like restorative times of life, like moments, or taking time, or being able to be with the family in such a special way that we're not thinking of anything else, where time slows down, like that's like that juice in life.
Yeah.
And that's learning how to really feel everything else, because you can talk to any high performer out there, like if they only perform, like, they're gonna have that conversation of like, oh, I worked so hard, I feel empty, or like they only
Right.
perform. I mean, maybe they're on their second divorce. I don't know. Like,
So
I mean,
it's
I
fulfilling
hate
them
to say it like
physically,
that.
and mentally.
Correct.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta hit all 4 corners: mind, body, heart, spirit.
So that kind of leads me. Again, just kind of a follow-up questions along these lines, because how do you know when to push through versus to walk away? It's kind of tied into exactly what you're saying. Like,
It's a great question. The answer to that, I think, in my opinion, the answer is you'll never know unless you've actually pushed past the limit in the first place.
okay,
So people ask me all the time, like, well, how do you know when to rest and how do you know when to push past? I'm like, you won't know unless you've actually pushed the limit once. Once you've
You gotta
pushed
hit
the
the
limit and
line.
actually seen yourself on the other side of what you thought that limit was,
Yeah.
then you can recognize, okay, I am actually tired and my body needs replenishment.
You've hit your
or
max
like,
RPMs.
or no, like I'm just playing that old story where like it's at the moment before the breakthrough, and that's where I run. Or
Oh my gosh. Well, you're so motivating, and I know so many people, so many of our viewers can benefit from visiting your website. And there's something cool coming up in June, right?
Yeah, so I've got a new men's group that's going live in June. So I've been doing performance work and this fulfillment style work for 10 years now, and I've helped a lot of people. And last year was this whisper from God. It was like, you need to go focus this and help some men. So I built something special for men. It launches in June. It's all about rebuilding their foundational strength, mind, body, and exploring more of who they are past their limits.
Do you want to go into depth? I mean, what was it called? How long is this?
Sure,
program?
it's called Ignition. It's a 16-week program.
16 weeks.
So we do it virtually. There's an opportunity for everybody to get together at the end, but it's not critical. It's just going to be this beautiful mastermind that I build, and its goal is to have 20 men this round, and then we're going to take it to solve 100 men's problems and grow it from there.
How do people find you?
Best way to connect with me is either through socials, which is It's Danny Diaz, or Danny Diaz on Facebook. And you can also go to my website and connect with me on an email right through the site, which is iamdanieldiaz.com.
And as always, we'll have those in the show notes for everybody to find. But before I let you go, I've got one more, and unless Shelby can go too. We got a couple more minutes. If someone listening right now feels stuck, successful on the outside, but empty, like you said, on the inside, what's the first honest conversation they need to have with themselves? What does it look like?
Ooh, that's a great question. The first honest conversation that they have to have with themselves is probably to question what they've left behind in their climb, because that's what they've got to go back and pick up.
Either not spending enough time with their kids, maybe their health, maybe
it's usually a piece of themselves. I mean, most of the people that I know that are high performers, they reach this level where they're in their mid-years, 30 to 50, and their career's at their highest, their responsibilities at their highest, their family's at their highest level of connection and response, and so they get left behind, whether it's a man or a woman.
True.
It's usually in that space. So that's what you're going to pick back up, who you are, reconnecting the identity, so you can rebuild the next second half of your life from that place of success.
That's such a great answer. Truly is.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, it was such a pleasure meeting you, and I know that you're truly making a difference, moving the needle in the community and helping so many people.
Yes. Thanks for connecting. I mean, reaching out and doing what you're doing. Very intriguing. Any men, and I know women, but men out there looking for these types of journeys. I know a lot of them are. They don't just know how to connect. I'd say, you need Bottle and Bean. You can maybe run it besides the website. You might run into them here, having a coffee. Talk to them, go on this journey. Thank you, Danny Diaz. Thanks for coming on, being a friend, and keep doing what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Thanks. So
thank you. Nice to meet you too.
We have an amazing show. We have a couple other guests that moving the needle in different ways, like almost all these shows are. We have David Scott, President First Western Bank, coming on, and we're not going to say her last name, but we're going to say Miss Chandler, Victoria, is coming on as well. So we have just another amazing show, people doing some great things in different ways in the community. So anyway, so awesome. when we come back, you will see.
You will see.
Some moments change everything. Where a student feels struggle, a tutor sees opportunity. Tutor Doctor brings personalized learning to life, helping students discover confidence and achieve their potential. We're looking for tutors, educators, and mentors, people whose belief in students is bigger than any challenge. Set your own schedule. Get matched with students who need your expertise, with support every step of the way. Here, you don't just teach, you become part of a community. Tutor Doctor, helping today's youth become tomorrow's successful adults.
In a world of shortcuts, Von Hansen's brings back what's been missing. Real butchers, real flavor, real pride in every cut. Since 2004, we've been Arizona's new, award-winning, old-fashioned butcher shop where service still matters and every order is cut just for you. From our famous butter garlic breasts to over 100 handcrafted sausages, everything we make is done right here, in-house, the way it should be. Whether it's a small family dinner or a large gathering with friends, Von Hansen's helps you turn every meal into a memory.
Welcome back. And as you just saw, we just want to say thank you to our partners, Tutor Doctor and Von Hansen's Meats and Spirits. We're, again, so grateful for your partnership. And you just saw the best commercials. So go visit them.
Absolutely. And so, as promised,
Yes.
he was waiting in the wings, walking in as we were mentioning his name, David Scott, Market President, First Western Bank. I read A Relationship First Leader, redefining what community banking really means, where trust, impact, and business growth all intersect. Please welcome David Scott.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Thanks. Did I do you justice there?
I think so.
Well, you
it's
said his
interesting.
title right this time.
Right. Yeah. You promoted me to president before, but
I was going to say CEO even. Wow.
Ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah. I would like the pay that comes along with that.
No,
So
and the headaches.
yeah, your lips to God's ears. So.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I'm glad that people would consider me to be that way, because I've been in the banking industry for a long time, but my past is not 100% in community banking. I had to make that decision and change my career to be more focused on the place that I lived and not focused on big transactions and big giant companies anymore. And I do not regret that. It's one of the best things I've ever done in my career.
Oh, that's nice to hear. It truly is.
Well, I really, before the show, we were chatting a bit. This is our co-host Arena as well. She's been in this
in the community too, in the banking world.
Yeah, so I can't wait to let's go at it. Look,
23 years in the banking world. You were my competitor.
Oh wow! You're gonna duke it out right here. Let's see it.
No, I always had great communication when I would refer anything that maybe we couldn't have done over to your bank.
Yeah.
So I've had some really nice partners over there. So when I saw that you were coming on from First Western, I was like, wait, I wonder if I know him.
Yeah. And so what was your experience, Shelby? Like, I mean, you were from, banking to wealth management and a little bit of some stuff in between and everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, you had said that you had just transitioned into a new role, which is a little bit smaller, more in the community. What did you do before that?
Well, I spent most of my career in middle market banking and then spent a few years in large corporate global banking. I started in Dallas, Texas and moved out here and then moved to California in the late kind of 2009, 2010 timeframe.
The worst time for the economy?
Well, it was the worst time for the economy, but I was at JP Morgan Chase at the time, which was one of those safe haven organizations, and we were growing throughout all of that. So I helped to set up an office in Los Angeles there for them in their middle market. And but then eventually needed to find my way back to some place that we call home. So my wife is from here, and our kids, our oldest was just about to be in kindergarten, and we said we need to move. So in March of 2018, came back to Arizona and spent a few more years working in the big banks, and then moved over to a small bank, which a bank that I would have considered to be very insignificant before. But I was not able to make as much of an impact on the place that I lived when I was focused on the larger transactions. So, and then a year ago, had an opportunity to make another change and bring a bank into town that hadn't previously existed here before, and build a team from the ground up and build all of the culture and everything that comes along with that, which is something I just love to do. It's one of my favorite things to do, is to be a visionary and to be a builder. Of organizations. So, yeah.
So First Western was not Western First. That's been on the corner of, in town. So so are you saying you brought First Western Bank to Arizona? So
That's
I
right,
was just mistaken on referring people, because how long have they been here?
Banks have had, there's so many similar sounding names, and so first
let's straighten this out, because we don't want to confuse the audience. If you were confused, others may be. So we want to direct them to your place.
Sure. Yeah. First Western Bank and Trust has been around for 60 years, but headquartered in North Dakota, and has offices in North and South Dakota and Minnesota, and a lot of customers that spend half the year down here. So the board was always going, when are you going to open an office in Arizona? And the response of the management team was, well, when we find the right people to lead it. And so it's fortunate for kind of both sides that me and Christy Botain, who I've worked with for a long time, we're at the right place at the right time in order to be able to set this office up. So we've hired a lot of people that had a really strong reputation in the community, and we focus on the East Valley.
Okay.
And our office is in Chandler. And
where in Chandler exactly?
Elliott and Alma School.
Elliott and Alma School.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, great location. It's really close to like the border of Mesa and Gilbert at the same time.
Yeah.
And we focus on small businesses, nonprofits, and that part of the market, and just love it because earlier today I'm working with a business owner who, we were able to make just a tremendous impact in her business, and really didn't get a chance to do that before moving to a smaller bank.
You just don't get that old school feel. When you walk in, your banker, the banker knows your name. With the big banks, I feel like, well, you're just an account number. You make an appointment before you can even talk to your banker.
It's just your computer generated.
Yeah.
Like that's, if you don't fit their little box, it's like you're out. Everybody knows
Yeah.
that. It's like there's no working with you, and that's what I think people love about the community banks. David mentioned a familiar name to the show. Christy Rutain has been on the show, so we amazing person. So she's shared a lot what you did, and so this is a follow up in getting kind of her partner in your perspective on the whole situation. But she did an amazing job, and she does an amazing job of being out in the community.
Yes, she does. I've learned a lot from her, and just observing how she builds relationships.
Yes.
And that's important. You have to take the time to build trust with the people that you want to do business with. And when you have done that, you can grow your business just from all of the people talking about what you do and the reputation that goes out into the community. And we give back a lot. We work with a lot of nonprofits, both as clients of ours and in strategic relationships where I serve on several boards, Christy's on boards, and many of the people that that we have on our team are involved in some capacity because it's something that we say this is one of our objectives. We want you to be involved with a nonprofit in some way.
I love that, and it's almost like you've created the community which my clients bank with the Bank of Shelby. It doesn't matter what it says on the sign. So it sounds like your clients bank with the Bank of David, bank with the Bank of Christy, that type of thing, because you have the ability to give them what they need, but at a personal level.
It's called a relationship.
That's right.
What we used to, which you used to have.
Relationship banking.
Which truthfully, it's kind of sad because it used to spill over in the banking industry to really anybody, really the small guy or gal that even owned a business. I remember when I started my business in Arizona, a very, very, very large bank, one of the largest. I knew the branch manager. I walked in, she said hi. I walked right back at her desk.
Yeah.
She gave me what I needed, and we were just a baby business getting started. They were actually doing, and this is truth be told, what you guys are doing now. They moved out of that space. They're no longer there. They're just not there. You don't know who's in any of those big, large banks, who's running the show. And this is where the community banks have come in now, where I believe there's the opportunity for, again,
they're going to get all the clients back from the big banks because it's relationship banking.
Exactly. And the people looking for, again, I call it the smaller guy, just looking, the smaller businesses that really have their stuff in order, but don't fit the mold of the box that the big banks give you. So
yeah, you tell me. When you experienced that before it shifted, how did it make you feel?
I love it. I still know her name. It's been 10 years. I still ask about her. She was a VP. It's a shout out. She was with B of A. So she was a VP, and people knew her. And
David's interviewing you.
Yeah. And so, but she's gone, and so is that whole thing. And now they don't even know who I am. And by the way, now I have actually more business with them, and even truthfully, like a lot more business with them, and they know me less. That's the truth.
Right. It happens slowly, and I think that technology and convenience are great, but in order to achieve that, you have to make some sacrifices. And years ago, that left community banks far behind because we hadn't caught up on the technological side of it yet.
Right.
But now we have, so that we don't have that competitive disadvantage anymore, and we never lost a sense of what our identity was. And the community and the clients that we serve, those were always the same. And I grew up in a little town, and I remember it. I remember what it felt like to have that relationship and to see it with my dad and my grandfather when they went to the bank. And I would think it would be just such a huge loss for all of us, really, if we didn't hold on to that, and if we didn't have institutions that were willing to just make sure that that survived and was able to thrive inside of our town.
But I would be remiss, though. I would say there are still a lot of people that are part of those larger institutions that still, even though it's changed, they still have it in their hearts. So it would, I did a disservice because I mentioned one bank. There is a new VP at the bank but though I did have to seek her out, but has done amazing for me. Again, all of a sudden I'm feeling.
Well, we're not talking about that.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm
just feeling guilty. I'm sorry.
I do have a question because you had mentioned small businesses and nonprofits. So, what's the biggest financial mistake that you consistently see either a small business or a nonprofit make that holds them back from scaling?
That's a really interesting question, because I wouldn't consider this to be a mistake, but there are some structural disadvantages that small businesses have right now when it comes to access reliably to capital. There, of course, there's the SBA, there's the business banking structure that exists in large banks and things like that, and it's present, but it doesn't really satisfy the need. So a lot of business bankers get stuck a lot of businesses get stuck at a scale where they need to hire someone, or they need to be able to spend money on marketing in order to promote their business, and they just don't have the capital to do it. And so what they could have spent more time doing is building relationships with those types of banks like ours that could help them bridge that gap, because we do it all the time. We help businesses get from that sort of stuck feeling into something else. So I wouldn't say it's a mistake, because business owners are showing up every day, and they're doing what it takes in order to maintain and grow their business as much as they can, but they don't have access readily within reach to the resources that they need unless they take that step to go out and start to build those relationships. And I don't know, you tell me, who are you going to call for that? You got to know who's a trusted person, and that usually comes from someone that they know that goes, you know what, you need to call Christy. Christy can help you, and that starts the conversation. Right. Because if you don't have those resources, then what are you going to do?
Yeah, they don't know where to go, and everyone knows the word SBA, but they automatically think, oh, well, SBA, small business, I can do that. But they really can't, and you know that. So having that ability for them to come and talk to you guys and your team is so huge in our community, especially for those nonprofits.
Yeah. So, before we wrap up here, so who are the people, who are your great customers? Talk about the types of businesses that fit your mold, I guess, just in a general sense.
Yeah. Generally speaking, we're focused on the East Valley because that we like to have that proximity. Sometimes if you put too much space in between people, it just doesn't work out in order to build those relationships. So first of all, we focus on the East Valley and just sort of all of those adjacent areas, and businesses that, there's really nothing that's too small for us, but we've done deals and have relationships that are over $10 million and at the same time, because we have that scalability with an organization of our size. Yeah. So service businesses or businesses that have equipment, really, we found ways to get all of that type of thing done. Okay. Restaurant owners, investors that are looking to build things.
Restaurants, that's huge.
That. Yeah.
That's huge if you guys could do restaurants.
Right, yeah. So, it's kind of hard to pick and choose and exclude different areas of our small business community. I've always been reluctant to adopt any strategy that says, we'll do everything except that. Of course, like adult organ business and stuff like that, we can do that. But when it comes to industries like restaurants, I found that to be a really tough statement to go, we'll support our small business community except for you.
Right.
And so I think there's really good operators within any industry, just like there's people who are not so good, right? And it's for us to build those relationships to be able to make that determination, because character and track record ultimately in banking are the two top things that we make our decisions off of, and so it's very important that we know people.
That's great. I have a few other questions that maybe aren't on here, so if you want to transition, you just do it. But
before we wrap up,
yes,
you can go.
Okay, so before we wrap up, this is completely off the table, but a lot of people are rate driven right now, and small businesses are looking for, savings accounts that are paying them on their business funds, right? Do you guys offer any type of rates on business savings accounts?
Yeah, savings accounts, money market accounts.
Okay.
Also, not to get too in the weeds, but institutional cash sweep, which ICS,
yes, I
CDARS,
love ICS.
which is just a creative way of being able to spread FDIC insurance around between multiple institutions and keep it all in the same account. We do that, and then all of the standard CD products and stuff like that too. If someone has some cash that they want to have sitting around for a while, and we're not going to touch it.
We get asked that all the time. If we know, what are the rates? Do you know a good place? So that's a good way that we can send them to you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and you have one branch here.
That's right. Yeah, we opened it, had our grand opening late last year. Okay. So we'll add more eventually, but when the time is right.
You don't need the market share, because in the East Valley, I know you already have such a great reputation. They're going to drive to you, especially our viewers that are watching this right now.
They can come in and see you, and again, they can put you to the test, you and Christy, and I know you guys will pass because you guys are out there.
Yeah,
we've met you, and you're here.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
I can keep him here for 2 hours, Steve.
I know. So, anyways, we'll have, we know where to find you. Again, any of our viewers interested in business, already in business. Nonprofits, any of the parameters David spoke about, give them a try, because, again, from my experience, they are delivering what you used to have. We talked about the old days. So
absolutely, and I just say one final thought is that don't wait until you have an emergency or something that has to be done right away. And that's usually, if I were to characterize something as a mistake, it's that it's not starting that relationship development process early enough. You have to have a good fit with people and with an organization, and so go ahead and spend that time as a business owner, CEO, whether you're on the nonprofit or for-profit side, because when you need something and someone knows you, it's a completely different conversation.
Absolutely. And it's such a great idea what you were just saying, because most people get the money before you need it. Because usually when they need it, it's a fire drill, right? Yeah. You've seen it.
And there's a lot of fire drills out there. So anyway, thank you so much. Yeah. Again, a follow-up to Christy, and a great follow-up, a different voice, but from the same angle of a community bank right here in Chandler. So
yes,
check
please
them
go
out.
visit David.
Check them out. And in a few minutes, we have another beauty queen. We'll call her Miss Chandler, coming on up next.
For over 2 decades, Culture Infinity has believed luxury begins with how you're treated. From the moment you walk in, you're welcomed by experts who know luxury and value relationships. And our white glove service meets you the moment you arrive. Simple, friendly, and effortless. We're more than a dealership. We're part of this community, committed to giving back, supporting families, and earning your trust. Infinity's award-winning lineup, designed for families, for drivers, for those who expect more. Culture Infinity, a dealership that cares. Come experience the difference.
Buying or selling a home is one of the most important decisions you're going to make, so you deserve someone who truly cares about your journey. I'm Amy Richardson with the Savvy Realty Group and HomeSmart. Living and raising my family in Ahwatukee for nearly 20 years, this community isn't just where I work, it's my home. Growing up in the Midwest, I learned early the importance of connections and relationships. These values shape everything I do.
From our initial conversation to long after you've settled into your new home, I'm here to provide ongoing support and guidance. From staging to cutting-edge marketing strategies, we expertly showcase your home to sell swiftly for the highest possible price. So if you're ready to buy or sell, please reach out to me. And remember, important decisions require savvy solutions.
Welcome back. You just saw some amazing commercials from our partners, Coulter Infinity, Amy Richardson, Savvy Realty. Thank you so much for your partnership. Couldn't do it without you. And we are back with a very, very, very special guest, a beauty queen.
As we promised, you could see the tiara, Victoria. You could say it for a crowd.
Victoria Vredevoogd.
Vredevoogd. And if you saw how she pronounced name, you'd be like, why are we having a hard name? So,
we just
it's
practiced.
11 letters. That's mainly consonants, so I understand.
So I literally, truth be told, I literally looked down. I froze when I saw it. I'm like,
happens.
I forgot exactly what you just told me.
I told you, don't look at the letters.
That's right. She did warn us.
Well, who is Victoria? I know the tiara, but she's a best-selling author, a law student, and now Miss Chandler, 26, turning personal adversity into powerful advocacy. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here.
Yes, welcome. And in our city, Miss Chandler. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, so
Yes.
excited. So excited to have you.
Repping Chandler this year. You call it this year, right? It's your
2026.
It's my year. I was born and raised in Chandler, so I'm a native Chandleran.
I saw
If that's a word.
Which doesn't always happen in this.
Yeah,
very
it doesn't.
rare.
And Miss America, especially in Arizona, you can compete for many different cities. So I think that's something special about being Miss Chandler.
Yes.
This is my hometown.
You're
I have
from
the
Chandler,
honor
and
to-
Chandler?
Yes, represent Chandler.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Be from here.
Hometown girl.
Yes,
girl.
you went to Perry.
I did. Went to Perry with the one and only Brock Purdy.
Yes.
That's my one claim to
49ers.
You're
my one connection.
Are you guys friends? Can you say? No, your acquaintances. Okay. I wonder if you could come up.
A player and a beauty queen.
We were just one of
What
the same
a match.
I know. I was going to
He's
say.
married, guys.
He is married.
I know.
He is married.
But back in the day, I mean, you never know. You guys could have went to prom together. It's worth an ask. So
Very true.
could have, should have, would have, but didn't.
Yes, well, we're so excited to have you on and
Thank you.
representing beautiful, even more beautiful in person. My gosh. So tell us, how did you get into, I saw that you wanted to be a beauty queen and you used to color and put it on your mom's pillow.
Yes,
Is
I
that
did.
right?
That's true.
Okay, and that was, you were like 12?
I was 12, well, even before that.
Oh my
so I
gosh.
had been wanting to do pageants since I could really remember. And this is different about me. My mom did not want me to do pageants, where I feel like most pageant girls, their moms
They
force
get
them
pushed?
Yeah.
to do it against their mom. Mom's like, absolutely not. You're not doing that. And I asked her for years, and I would draw on a piece of paper pictures of me in crowns and dresses, and I would leave them
Like
on
this.
her pillow.
That's dedication.
Yes, and I was like, Mom, please, please, please. And over 13 years ago, she said, okay, you can do one pageant, which was Miss Arizona's Teen in 2014. And I've been doing this for over a decade now.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Well, it's paid off.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You were meant to be it. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, there's so many amazing questions. So which one should we start with, Steve?
Well, I'm going to start with one. You've achieved success as a publisher, author, and law student. Two very different worlds. How do storytelling and law intersect in a way that you think advocate today?
Yeah, I mean, storytelling is a huge part of the legal world. When you're standing in front of a jury or a judge, you have to tell a story about your client and convince them of why your story is the best one, right? And I almost feel like that parallels with pageantry as well, because when you're in the interview room, you're standing in front of a panel of judges and you're telling them your story. You're convincing them why you should be the next Miss Arizona, the next Miss Chandler. So I've been able to use those skills in all areas, even though they seem different, like fantasy books, law school, pageants. They're all very different, but they still connect.
I get that. No, I can see that. public speaking, being able to orate, right?
Yeah.
Being able to get your thoughts out.
Yes, and the creative aspect of it too. I mean, I was able to write a 400-page fantasy novel. It takes a lot of creativity to think of the world building, but you have to have a lot of creativity as a lawyer too, and try to think of different loopholes in the law and how you can advocate for your client. And even as Miss Arizona, you have to be creative with your types of fundraising that you're doing, or how you can recruit more contestants. It's all, creativity and marketing. It all goes together.
Yeah,
Yes.
I learned. I was in mock trial. Hey, I was.
Were you?
I was in mock trial. I was in pre-law. I had not quite the experience I wanted to, and I shifted to business major. But I had a lot of fun. That creativity I saw even in high school during those episodes, super fun. This was my first taste.
Yeah. Mock trials, I remember those. I never participated, but all my friends did.
Oh, okay, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a little scary.
Yeah.
But it's fun if you win.
If you win, exactly. So I have a question.
Yeah.
You founded the Gender Violence Project. That is fantastic. That is such a need. It's a project to address a serious gap in support and prosecution. What was the moment you realized this wasn't just important to you, but it was necessary?
I decided to create the Gender Violence Project because I have been a victim of gender-based violence, and so is my family. So I was a victim of sexual assault, and 2 months after that, after my case was dismissed, after my prosecutor said we're dropping the case, I decided to take the LSAT and go to law school. In my family, we had a double homicide from domestic violence. So it's a huge part of my life and the reasons of why I wanted to go to law school. But it seemed so much of my life that until I founded the project and we had victims coming to us through the law school telling us their stories, I realized, wow, this affects more people than you think. I mean, 1 in 5 women are victims of gender-based violence. 1 in 10 men. If we look at the people in this room, there's like 3 of us that probably have experienced it. And a big problem with that is not a lot of people talk about it because it's very taboo. It's an uncomfortable conversation.
For sure.
But that's part of the problem is nobody wants to address it, and no one wants to talk about how gender-based violence is the #1 most undercriminalized crime in our nation and in our state. So we're using the Gender Violence Project to advocate for higher prosecutorial rates, to get more funding into the prosecutors' offices, and to encourage more reporting numbers, because with higher reporting numbers, we're going to have more legal action surrounding this.
Well, first off,
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I was going to say that's exactly what I was going to say. And so my question to you is, for the audience watching out there, this journey, how did you put yourself together in a way like this? How, maybe peel it back, maybe talk about like some of the uncomfortable stuff that you had to get through to get that, get that crown.
So I was already in pageants before my case happened. It happened in 2023, so it's
not too long
ago, but it's been a few years. Yeah. Well, if anything,
I feel like it's still fresh.
That's pretty fresh. 2023 is fresh to me.
It's fresh.
I'm glad it's way behind her. That's what she's kind of saying.
In the past.
Yes.
But it's, if anything, for me, it's like a motivating thing. And being able to be Ms. Chandler and being able to be in law school and be the president of the Gender Violence Project, it's showing
you
that
really moved on.
So special.
You really,
Thank you.
Yes, you really. That's instead of talking it, doing it, right?
Thank you.
Yeah,
I want
the action.
Yes,
the action.
absolutely. When I felt like nobody did fight for me. Yeah. I begged lawyers to take my case, literally begged them.
Yeah.
And I was told no. And I had no power. I couldn't fight for myself.
Yeah.
I wasn't a lawyer in that way. So, and I know that's the case of so many people.
You're going to change so many lives.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You really will.
So that's the dream and the goal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I believe when I'm sitting in front of people, young adults like yourself, let's call it what it is, that I can like almost see like in 10 years, like the person, and like how far ahead really where you are to this point. So again, congratulations on that. But and I know you're like that. Don't, aim for the stars. And I know you're doing that. If you can get this far, you can go the whole way.
I kind of foresee another book
Yeah.
in the future, and maybe
Maybe
like a
more.
biography.
You would be correct about another book,
Oh,
actually.
tell us about
yeah.
that. Really?
Yes, you're
Oh my
correct.
gosh.
And that's it should be out this month. Or,
You're
sorry,
kidding.
It's not May yet. In May.
In May. Okay.
This
This month?
summer,
I mean,
2026. Technically, May's tomorrow.
Tomorrow's May.
Tomorrow's May.
May
So,
1st.
and well, by this time, this will be shown. It'll be June.
yes,
So your
talk
book's
about-
out.
tell about the new
yes,
book.
your book's
Yeah,
out.
okay,
Yeah.
so my first book is called A Legend of Golden Shadows, and this is the sequel to that. So it's called A Serpent in the Sand. It picks up right where it left off.
And where is the big? Tell us in the beginning, and where it left off. Give us the. You got to give us
I
the.
can't. The spoilers.
You got to give us the little. You got to give us the
I'll give you a
taste.
little bit, okay.
You got to get intrigued. Give our audience some intrigue.
Okay, so basically it revolves around a female assassin who works for the king of this magical kingdom, but nobody knows that she is the king's assassin. Her identity is completely hidden. There's a lot of magic and fun tropes and enemies to lovers and romance. And at the end of the book, without giving too much away, she ends up becoming like the queen of this hidden nation she didn't even know existed. And her background before she was chosen by the king, she worked in the circus, she was an orphan, and she's kind of like in a way like my own self in a character because she had gone through so much in her past, and like now she's like had this whole other purpose that she didn't even know existed, and she's able to like be the queen of this nation, and it's awesome. But that did leave on a very big cliffhanger, and I left my readers for 3 years without another.
3 years?
That is a true author.
I'm so sorry
the
for that.
suspense.
So the good news is they can all catch up. Where can they find Amazon? Where can they find?
Amazon, Barnes and Noble.
Okay,
anywhere
I have
you
to go
read
get
So
books.
people have to
two
catch up
books.
now because they can
Yes.
jump right in.
Now
And
they
Yes.
don't even have to suffer
Boom.
with the cliffhanger.
No suffering.
They can just
Shout
go
out
right through.
to my best friend Courtney is a huge reader. I mean, probably she could read 25 of your style books a
Well-
day. She would, or a
Oh,
week.
she needs to read my
I'm
book
getting
then.
her these
You should.
because
She'd love it.
she would love it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm going to hear
my
about
gosh.
that.
Yes.
We'll get a review.
Yes, we
Okay,
will.
Please,
Yes.
please review it. I would love that.
And so this month, so tell us again. Now pivoting to and then this pivoting to that's what that was. Now where does that leaves off there, and where do you move into this book?
Well, I don't want to spoil too
Oh,
much.
you got to give us a taste, because I want to buy this
Cliffhanger.
book.
Just a little
A
cliffhanger.
little cliffhanger. Okay, my cliffhanger is, so my first book was a single POV, okay, with my female main character.
Okay.
This book is multi-POV. And the theme of this book is who is your real enemy? Because I'm
Ooh.
trying to have a perspective from every different character and their reasonings for like their different for the war.
It's so
and it's like,
interesting.
who are you going to side with? And I leave it up to the reader because I don't want there to be a good or a bad.
Yeah.
It's like up to your own
Okay.
personal
That is
interpretation.
so. You are so talented.
Boy,
Oh my gosh.
that was intrigue, folks. That was intrigue. At least it's got me thinking. Like I want more. So so check it out. So the original on Amazon and the one coming out, it's already out. That's right. On
It'll be
Amazon.
out.
So the two books. What's the names,
So
real
what are
quick?
they, what's the title?
The first one's A Legend of Golden Shadows. The second is A Serpent in the Sand. And it'll be out this summer. If it's not out by the time this
June?
produces, then it will be out in
Soon.
summer 2026.
Okay, so summer 26. So hang tight.
That's
so
amazing.
yes.
Oh
So
my gosh. You have. I mean, you don't have any time. You are so busy.
I'm so busy. But it's all part of the job.
I
I
know.
signed up for this, and I love it, and I really do enjoy it. I don't mind at all.
she's doing so many meaningful things. I want to, before we wrap up, I've got a couple, one and then a follow up. As you prepare for the Miss Arizona stage, what does winning mean to you now beyond this crown?
Absolutely. Winning is proving to my younger self that I could do it, that I was capable. And I mean, starting when I was just 12 years old, I always dreamed of being Miss Arizona. And when I was just a little girl, I was in theater. I was a theater kid. And I was performing at the Mesa Arts Center in this musical.
Love that one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, Mesa Arts Center. I was performing musical Grease. And there's multiple theaters.
Who were you in
and
Greece?
I was Rizzo.
Ooh.
Yes,
I could see that.
It was actually one of my favorite roles ever. But right in the green room next door was none other than the Miss Arizona competition. And they would come out in their gowns, and I would like peek over and like as a child and like watch them. And I remember I went to my mom Mom, please let me go to the Miss Arizona competition tonight. I want to watch. Like, I saw them while they were in the green room, and all I had was like my leotard and tights. And so she like took me to Target and bought me some dress, and we went back that night. And I've been going every year since. And so winning Miss Arizona, in a way, Miss Arizona is my Miss America. It's everything that I've ever dreamt of.
What full circle that you're going to be on that stage.
Yes,
competing.
Absolutely.
And I hope there's a little girl in the room next door that, I mean, I get emotional.
Yeah, but I love, I want to pick, I love that you just shared that. A lot of people never feel that accomplishment. You felt like, listen, if I dreamt this and I got it. Again, people need to feel good about themselves, and I'm glad you do, because a lot of people they'll move on to the next one instead of enjoying the moment and saying like, yeah, I checked that box. I can't believe it, right? You as a kid, so what a great answer. You're an amazing orator. Really, I will say this: all of the Miss America, Miss Arizona pageant contestants have been amazing. All the ones on the shows. Every one of them have been really, I could say one better than the next. I could see why, but the oration, you just keep doing what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, you're already a rock star.
I
and
appreciate
so
that.
it's only going to go up. And so if your future legal career and your platform collided in a perfect way, what kind of change would you want to be known for creating?
I think they will collide in a way, because when I founded the Gender Violence Project, it's a student coalition at ASU Law. So what we do is we provide free legal resources to victims of gender-based violence, and through our partnership with the American Bar Association, we're the liaison between attorneys that can provide them free legal help. So after I graduate, I would no longer be a student of the coalition, but I would be an attorney that would help volunteer pro bono.
Wow.
So that's the change that I want to make. Is I want to be.
You're going to make.
I am going to make.
That's not to want. No more wanting. You're going to.
Yes.
We're following up on this.
Yes.
Oh
I'm
my
going to help the
gosh.
people that feel like they don't have a voice and that no one's going to listen to them. I want to fight for them, and I will.
Yes.
I believe
I believe
you.
it too.
Yeah.
So one more thing for me.
Go ahead.
You just said voice, so I'm going to throw it out there. I saw back in the day, it was like Musical.ly or TikTok, and you would be on there and you had a shirt and you'd say, DM me a song and I'll sing it. And I
Is that true?
went down this rabbit hole and I was just like,
gosh,
oh my gosh,
okay.
I love it. So if someone was to DM you to sing a song today, what would it be?
Well, how about you tell me?
You
can DM me in real life.
Deal.
Hopefully I know the song.
Come on.
Yeah.
I'll sing it a little bit.
Don't hold us. Yeah. Don't hold us back.
She
Tell
has a beautiful voice.
Tell me what you would DM. What would you send it to?
You know what? I would probably, this is crazy, but I would probably say I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody.
Woo!
I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me.
I think you're gonna find somebody who loves you after that
Yes.
episode.
Thank
That's
you for
absolutely
that.
No, I've been dying for somebody to do. We've had other really professional singers on that have not had the courage to do that. That's
Yes.
amazing. No, I swear they've been in
You
the same
guys,
seat, and they've been
go
like,
follow
they-
Victoria.
Victoria, they've all been like, no, I need a little cue. You just jumped right into that.
I didn't expect you to
I
sing
did.
it.
I
You
I-
did?
I looked
Expecting
at,
to sing it either.
I saw a look on her face. She was going for it. Now I'm not just saying it. This is what she's a rock star.
I agree.
Just listen.
you guys.
Other people have been saying that. I'm just noticing it. I'll listen to
Yeah.
it.
Appreciate
Such a pleasure and such an honor that we got to meet you.
It's an
And
honor for you to be here.
we
Thank
will
you
be
so much.
rooting for you.
Invite some of your friends. I know you guys all get together.
Yeah.
You guys have and I love the personal introductions. I've been meeting them all again. They're just, you guys are wonderful in what you're doing for your careers and the community. So
That's right.
you
They're
guys-
truly moving the needle, Steve.
They fit in exactly our definition. So,
So in our
thank you
show
for-
notes, we're going to have where people can find you. But do you have a special
where's
Instagram
your-
or a handle?
Yeah.
Yes, I have a few resources. So if you want to follow my personal journey, you can follow me at Victoria Vredevoogd. Please include the spelling on the
Vredevoogd. Should we? I mean, we got to see it. There it is. I'm gonna just say this, just so that people don't think I'm crazy. VREDEVOOGD.
Yes, but the
Okay.
D is just for flair.
D is just for
Yes.
flair. So
So you can
pronounced.
follow me there on
Yeah.
Instagram. And then I also have a website called the Gender Violence Project. That is where if you are a victim of gender-based violence, you can send in an inquiry form and you can connect with one of the people on our team, and we could connect you with an attorney if you're seeking legal help. And we have a lot of great resources there available to you.
And of course, Miss Chandler.
Miss Chandler.
Oh, yes.
And if everybody wants her to sing a song, just DM
DM
us and we'll
her.
pass it along.
No.
We'll pass it along.
Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for being
much.
Thank you so
here.
much.
Great
Thank
job.
you. Thank you
So
both.
great joke. And thank you, Shelby. Another
Steve.
again. And thanks, Spike, downtown Ocotillo,
Bottle and Bean.
Everybody loves this place. It's we call it one of our home bases here, downtown
Actually, I had my
Ocotillo.
contract signing here when I won Miss Chandler.
Oh my!
What-
Changing lives.
The karma.
It's like full circle right now.
Spike, and Lindsay, his daughter, who sets us up. We're so thankful for them,
And
our venue
Tori,
sponsors,
yes,
Tori.
yes.
So until next week, we'll see you.
We'll see you then.